Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. It's City Life right here with you, Life in the City podcast. We're back with episode 8. And this evening's episode is going to be about love. And the concept is called Love is Free, Hate Will Cost You. So let's go ahead and get started. I think it's a very important topic. Love is free, hate will cost you. We all know that in today's society, there's a lot of hate, but there's also a lot of love. But one thing that I've noticed about the whole entire concept of love is that it's so much easier to give. But before we get started, I have some news for you. So, you know, again, a lot going on in the world. I so totally wish it was much easier for my people, meaning the people who share my color of skin, because we get targeted for certain things that are just beyond me. But it looks like the Illinois governor would like to have it different. He actually approved a bill to prevent hair discrimination for African American children. Isn't that a shame? Isn't it a shame that African American children have to experience having discrimination because of their hair in school? Are you kidding me? We're talking about locks. And by the way, I do not like to call them dreadlocks because there's nothing dreadful about the individual who's locking up their hair. In fact, it's a natural process for African Americans. When you lock up your hair, it just automatically happens. If you do nothing to it, that's the natural way that our hair tends to grow. You can not comb it or brush it for several months at a time, and all of a sudden you'll start to see it mold together, and before you know it, you have a lock. And I believe that could happen for anyone, to be honest with you. There's quite a few people in the world that are not African Americans who prefer to wear their hair that way. And it's a process and a stage that you go through by becoming more and more natural. So, it is what it is. But back to love. Love don't cost a thing. You know what I mean? It's something that you can give away free of charge, everyone. And I target my audience with this conversation just because it's so near and dear to my heart. I really don't understand why people prefer to have hate in their heart as opposed to just loving people. Now, there's all types of different love in the world. And from what I've recognized, the different types of love in the world can be displayed in the most eerie like way. You know, as an example, you have your mother and your father love, you have your brother and your sister love, you have your work love, like your coworker love, you have your auntie and uncle love, you have friendship love. But in each of those categories, there's, like I said, there can be some eerie, awkward type of love sometimes. You have some people who will love you but hate you at the same time. And it's like they'll give to you, they'll even give you advice. If it's not in the form of material things, it might be in the form of a conversation as if they're helping you along the way. But in the end, whatever it is that that person feels in their heart isn't actually true love. It's more like, I love you, but I love you enough to not tell you that I hate you. It's so weird. There's some people that I've personally crossed paths with who have had that type of love. And it's been the most awkward type of love, in my opinion, because I'm like, I can sense that something is not right about this relationship overall. I can tell that you love me in terms of you'll contact me occasionally, you'll check in. It's like you love to see what I'm doing, basically. You love to see where I'm at in my life. But then as soon as you find out where I'm at in my life and how I'm doing, it brings a bitter taste to your mouth. And then at that point, it goes from the display of unconditional love to the display of hateful love, which, that hateful love can be displayed in the form of the way that the person responds to you, like the way they look at you, the vibe that you get, that energy that you pick up off of them that just doesn't seem right. Have you ever been around someone and they suddenly got in this mood with you and you didn't understand what was wrong with them? So the only thing you were left to do is ask them, hey, what's wrong? What's going on with you? Talk to me. Can I help you out with something? Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? And the person is just grumpy or they're just in their mood. They're in their own zone of whatever it is that they're going through. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? We have our mood swings. Everyone does. But what I find strange about mood swings when it does happen is when the mood is unable to be shifted from a bad mood by the person who loves you truly and unconditionally. That person is right there next to you, trying to get you out of this bad mood that you're in, willing to do whatever it'll take to bring you into a happy zone, but you don't want to get out of that irritable state of mind. So it makes it difficult for the person that's there with you to do anything to help that shift. I find that strange. To me, there's something weird about that. Or, you have some people who they say they love you unconditionally and, when they're in front of you, when they're in your presence, there's a good vibe and everything. But then once you're no longer in the same room with them, now all of a sudden there's this energy shift that ends up being portrayed over to others that they communicate with about you. And the conversation that they have about you in a room when you're not there isn't the same conversation that they would have when you're in front of them. That's the kind of love that I find to be very strange. Um, but hate overall is just something that I've never really understood. And I know that there's the yin and the yang and whatnot. You have, for those who are religious, you have the devil and then you have God, and, you have evil versus good. And, there's this whole balance thing that goes on. But, I, as a human being, I'm a spirit living a human, I'm a spirit with a human experience, right? Living a human experience. And in the experiences that I'm going through as a spiritual being, I know that there's no desire in my mind or in my heart to have hate for anyone. If they're doing better than me, great. If they look better than me, great. If they have more than I do, great. It's not a problem because it's just like the saying goes, anything that I can do, anybody can do it. Anything that anybody is doing, I can do it. Anything that anybody has, I can have it. We're in a world that has open opportunities for everyone. We're not in a capsule individually that puts a hurdle in front of us from being able to do the things that we want to do. Now, it might be mentally challenging to want to put effort towards getting something done. That can be daunting. I know because I experienced that. I experienced it just being an artist or choosing to be someone that writes music versus someone who plays basketball or football or tennis or baseball or runs track or deciding to be an accountant or a doctor, But in any of those things that I just mentioned, if I decided to put my mind to it and I wanted to actually go out and be on the forefront to do any of those positions, nobody is stopping me. It's something that I can do. So therefore, why would I hate or envy the next person for doing it, or better yet, doing it better than I can? Because it's always going to be mind over matter anytime you contribute to something in your life, whether it's being a good cook, even singing. There's people who I've known who couldn't hold a note, and then they decided to go and get voice lessons, and all of a sudden they were good at singing, much better than the average person who maybe already had been singing forever. But because they took that extra step to go and teach themselves how to become a vocalist, it just automatically came and it flowed and it sounded beautiful coming out of their windpipe. So, the whole thing that I'm sharing with you right now really is about love versus hate, because in my opinion, hate will cost you. You have people out there who right now are committing crimes, but they're not putting one thought into how it's going to impact another person, or, a whole as a whole. They're not thinking about who all would be impacted by their desire to participate in these hate crimes. And, there's children that are being victimized by it. There are adults, of course, being victimized by it. And it doesn't matter the age, the size, or color of the individual. Hate crimes happen because of whatever it is in the person's mind. They don't care. They're just going out of their way to do something that fulfills them, not caring about how it's going to fulfill the next person. But see, when you're like me, you think about those things. How is it going to impact the person or the next person, or, anyone, everyone as a whole, including myself? Those thoughts go into my mind. I don't want to hate anyone for doing or being who they are. I love everyone as they are and as they come, because we don't pick and choose how we show up in this world. We only show up. And in fact, if we could pick and choose that, I can almost bet that some of us would probably pick other parts of our life to be different too. Like maybe our parents or whoever we ended up in a family with, because, not everyone's family is the family idea, of a family. It gets kind of tough when you have people in your family that don't love you the way that they should, in terms of being a family member, and having family values and morals. And I always have this picture in my mind that with family, it's like the nice dinner table set up. Everyone could sit around the dinner table and eat once a week so that they can all come together and, continue to be able to really know each other, share ideas with one another, and, scratch each other's backs, bounce ideas off of one another so that it can strengthen and keep the family strong. That's my idea of a family at the end of the day. Now, some people are like, I could just set up a TV dinner table and I'd be okay with everyone being in a separate room doing whatever they want to do. Family doesn't have to come together. We don't have to be in one room. We don't have to bond. I think that's really weird, you know, to be family and not know one another better than you know some of the people outside of your home is very, very awkward. And that too can kind of build a little bit of hate. It can build a form of hate. So I just don't understand why hate exists in this world. I wish that I could be like a genie and just delete it from everyone's mentality, from everyone's hearts. It's okay to, desire to be like someone because you like how they're doing things or you like who they have become. And in your mind, if you could have become that individual or could be that individual, then you would love to be that individual or have the things that they have. But again, audience, keep in mind that anything you want to be and anything you want to do, you can do. Just don't do it with hate. Do it with love. Do it with compassion. Do it with the desire to see positivity bounce back and be something that's shared across the world from one person to another so that it can return back to you. All of us have the desire to be loved. If we didn't, there wouldn't be a such thing as a relationship. And those relationships that exist, again, it can be any type of form of relationship. But doesn't it suck when those forms of relationships are built off of hate and envy or jealousy because someone's desires have overwhelmed them to the point where they now don't want to see anyone else living out those desires before they do? It's sad. It's very sad, and it breaks my heart to know that that exists in people. I know that there's still people in my life today that have that issue. And I try and ask myself all the time, like, how am I going to get rid of this energy? Because I know the energy is there. I know it exists. I can tell by the way my conversation goes with certain people if they have a level of envy for me or not. I'm not blind to it. I can tell, you know, and it's one of those things where I don't understand why a person would even want to even stop to think to envy me or have any type of hate for me for any reason at all. Jealousy, whatever. I couldn't even imagine why, especially considering that every day my life brings upon a new challenge that I have to figure out how to overcome that challenge, whether it be for my job, my health, uh, the car I drive, my bills. Keeping up with everything in life is a task for everyone, for each and every one of us. So it's not like I don't go through experience where the struggle is real. It gets real. The struggle gets real, you know? I just try and keep a smile on my face, and I try to keep that smile behind my voice so that you can hear it in my tone when I speak. Even if it's a day that I'm not feeling the greatest, might be a day where on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 3 for me because of some of the things and challenges that I have to experience. But then, you know, there's some people who might see you smiling and they might see you earning different things, and then all of a sudden the energy that they project on you is for you not to have things in your life. And when that energy is around you, surrounding you, it makes it tough for you to maneuver around energy like that successfully. So, in my opinion, I feel as though people need to learn how to love more and hate less. Again, hate will cost you. That's why there's people behind bars. And when they go to jail or they go to prison, they end up having bills that they have to make. You have to post a bail bond just to get out, post bond. It's ridiculous. You go to jail thinking that you were going to be, all good, and then all of a sudden it breaks your pockets. Or you get in front of someone and you slam on your brakes real quick just so that they can run into the back of you. Guess what? It's going to cost you. Your insurance is going up, so is theirs. And then you're going to have a vehicle problem because now the vehicle that you were utilizing for your everyday activities has to be repaired or replaced. So it costs. It may feel good temporarily to get earnings back for doing certain things that you're not supposed to do. But again, it costs at the end of the day, So take my word for it, everyone. Just keep the love, keep the peace, because love, it does not cost anything. It's free. It's very much so free. So, like I said, we're going to have some fun. We're going to expose some real talent. So, let's get it. City Life right here, Life in the City podcast, episode 8. Love is free, hate will cost you. Huh? Love. Love is a single word, yet it's used by plenty. No matter the race or origin, it's used by many. I love you for who you are, so why would you resent me? My heart is filled with love, hate was never within me. For some of you, that might be higher than your mental dimension. But life is about growing, so my level is different. If you're not about that, it's best we keep our own distance. Once you create a target, take your shot and don't miss it. I'm walking my life with purpose, God is my witness. Showing love to many, so I keep them uplifted. Cause I would never want to leave the feeling of envy. I landed on earth. I work for a higher power in the. That's why I don't understand why people's hearts are so empty. That's why I show real love, so you catch me pretending. Look, we're gonna have to run that back. See, I got a little choked up, you know what I'm saying? Fresh rhyme. Let's roll it back. Because I want y'all to catch this work, you know what I'm saying? I want you to catch the verbiage too. It's fresh rhymes, fresh lyrics, and once again, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna expose some real talent, We're gonna keep it real. This is live, so why would I hide behind the mistakes? Huh? Look, love is a single word, yet it's used by plenty. No matter the race or origin, it's used by many. I love you for who you are, so why would you resent me? My heart is filled with love, hate was never within me. For some of you, that might be higher than your mental dimension. But life is about growing, so my level is different. If you're not about that, it's best we keep our own distance. Once you create a target, take your shot and don't miss it. I'm walking my life with purpose, God is my witness. Showing love to many, so I keep them uplifted. Cause I would never want to leave the feeling of envy. I landed on planet Earth to show there's people that's friendly. I work for a higher power and there's angels that sent me. That's why I don't understand why people's hearts are so empty. That's why I show real love. You'll never catch me pretending. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. That's why I show my love to everyone, cause it's in me. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. That's why I show my love to everyone, cause it's in me. Cause it's in me. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. Free, free, free. Love is a single word, yet it's used by plenty. No matter the race or origin, it's used by many. I love you for who you are, so why would you resent me? My heart is filled with love, hate was never within me. For some of you, that might be higher than your mental dimension. My life is about growing, so my level is different. If you're not about that, it's best we keep our own distance. Once you create a target, take your shot and don't miss it. I'm walking my life with purpose, God is my witness. Showing love to many, so I keep them uplifted. Cause I would never want to leave the feeling of envy. I landed on planet Earth to show those people is friendly. I work for a higher power and the angels that sent me. That's why I don't understand why people's hearts are so empty. That's why I show real love. You'll never catch me pretending. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. Love don't cost a thing. It's something that you can get free. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying Life in the City podcast. I like to bring something real to you, keep it real, have fun, expose some real talent. Also by bringing some real news and, some real events and inspiration as well as motivation. Make sure you check out the Life in the City website. The City Life Music website is CITYLYFEMUSIC. I'll have the bundle package there for you with the t-shirts and the CDs. And as of recently, my sponsorship, let me go ahead and give a shout out, Beautiful and Beyond. will be sending out backpacks to me so I can get those issued out to you as well. There's also going to be some nice little purses and change bags that I'll be issuing out with the City Life logo. Keep rocking with me. I appreciate you guys. Remember, love is free, hate will cost you. Episode 8, Life in the City podcast. Thank you so much for joining me and tuning in this evening. Love, peace, blessings, and light.
Spell my name right, C-I-T-Y L-Y-F-E Spell my name right, C-I-T-Y L-Y-F-E Spell my